Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Keto Strong. I'm Chris Bell.
And I'm Lauren Pappas, 50J.
Yeah. We've been gone for a little while, but let me explain. Lauren was home in Philadelphia for a while, and what she was doing there was going to the Arnold Classic and then going to visit her family for a little while, right?
Yep. Yeah, went to the Arnold, DJ'd at the Arnold for the EAS booth, and then visited my family for 2 weeks for my birthday.
And I've been working really hard on my new movie, A Leaf of Faith, which is about the pain-killing substance kratom and the DEA's ban on it, well, attempt to ban it. And I've been working really hard on that. If you guys are looking to try kratom for yourself, you can go to Natural Organics with an X on the end, naturalorganics.com, and you can pick some up there.
Yep, and you can also go to earthfoods.us. They also have kratom, and there's a tab that actually has ketogenic supplements. So you just click on that tab at the top, and it'll show you all the supplements that we take. It's my family health food store, and you can use my code FITDJ2017 and get a discount.
The thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about today was we spent a little bit of time apart, both on keto the whole time, and we both experienced the same thing, which I think a lot of you guys might be experiencing, and that's a plateau. And how do we address that, and how do we fix that? So for me, I understand where the plateau came in. There were several pharmaceutical drugs that my doctor had me on. One was for my thyroid. It's called Cytomel, or T3. The other one was for edema, which I used to get, and I would get worried about. Edema is swelling, and that was called Diazide. It was a diuretic that I was on. Coming off of those, usually people would experience a weight gain of anywhere from 10 to, like 80 pounds sometimes coming off of like a thyroid medication. But because I was on a ketogenic diet, I experienced a weight gain of about like 8 pounds, and then have since sort of regulated back down to about 185, but haven't really lost any weight since then. And Lauren, without the use of any pharmaceutical drugs, which she doesn't use any of.
No drugs.
Experienced kind of the same thing, right? So
I kept my weight exactly the same the entire time, from the Arnold, going away for 2 weeks, and then coming back. I maintained.
How many carbs did you have that whole time?
The same weight the whole time.
Right?
My family eats pretty ketogenic and really healthy. I ate a little bit more protein than I had been eating. I had been following a classic ketogenic diet for 2 months straight. And when I went home, I started to incorporate a little bit more protein because I would just eat the meals that my parents would make. So there was some chicken breast and, some leaner meats. And then they add olive oil and butter to a lot of like vegetables that they cook. But I had dessert pretty much every night. Only one piece of cheesecake per night. And then, it was my birthday. And then, what else? Oh, and then I would have wine sometimes with my sister, like a glass of wine. And it was really fun. But you know what? I maintained my weight the entire time. I worked out every day. And, I had a great time.
One great thing about maintaining your weight, for me, I feel like I've gotten a lot of muscle back. So I feel like, I don't feel like I lost a lot of muscle, but I feel like I lost a lot of weight fairly quickly. And, ketogenic diets are muscle sparing, actually. So I don't think I really lost a bunch of muscle. But by kind of like, I actually got down to 178, and now I'm sitting around 185. So I did actually gain a little bit of weight, and I think that weight that I did gain back has been muscle because I've been training a lot harder. However, in order to control this, I think that you need to do a combination of controlling your calories a little bit, as well as adding in some cardio, as well as adding in some exogenous ketones, keeping yourself in ketosis. And I think all these things are going to lead us to getting over these humps, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, right now, like I've kind of gone back to, it's like a bodybuilding diet combined with a ketogenic diet. That's what I'm doing because I'm training a lot harder now. I'm training for a powerlifting meet, and also a bikini competition in a few months. So I want to get leaner. So I want to lose about 5
and a TV appearance coming
fat.
up. That you
and I
have
have a TV appearance coming up. So I have a lot of things going on right now.
A big TV appearance coming up, and she's got to get in shape for that. And that's something where, like, as a woman, as a female, you take a lot of pride in the way that you look, and so you don't want to go on TV and feel like you haven't made any progress, especially when you haven't been eating any carbs, right? So we have to do something to sort of up the game a little bit.
I've also experienced some bloating recently, and it's uncomfortable. So I literally my stomach just feels uncomfortable when I'm bloated, and then I have I'd rather see a 6-pack than see a big bloated belly. So I started to track more of what I'm eating. Like, I've measured out, I won't eat more than 4 ounces of meat with each meal. And I'm eating about 3 meals a day. So it's really helped me a lot to do that. Because I usually, for the most part, since we've done the ketogenic diet, the entire time we haven't measured or weighed anything. We've just sort of guessed, and we both have successfully lost weight.
I think that's important. I think in the beginning, there shouldn't really be any rules. And then as you move forward or move along, like in the beginning, I didn't do any fasting, but now that I'm almost 3 months in, I definitely incorporate some more fasting. I'm incorporating, just more of, healthier foods. I think in the beginning you go crazy trying to make cookies and all these sort of treats. And so I've been sort of slowing down on that kind of stuff and just really trying to stick to what the staples of the ketogenic diet are. And those are all like whole foods. So one of the main things I eat is butter. It's probably the top thing that I consume. Butter and coffee. It's just something that I really like. And if you know why you're eating it, then you're okay. I think. I mean, I just know that I'm consuming it for the fat content, and the coffee I'm just drinking because it goes along good with the butter. Mm-hmm. And that's the only reason why that combination exists for me. However, it could be anything. Like I could be eating uncured bacon. I could be eating, ground beef. Just like whole foods become the staple of the ketogenic diet, and you always want to sort of go back to that. And if you're eating a lot, just cut back on how much you're eating. Keep the ratios the same. Just cut back on the amount of food that you're eating, and I think that you'll find that you'll lose a little bit more weight. I think it's more important for you to maintain some sort of calorie restriction than it is for you to necessarily be in ketosis. So it might be better for you to be on a low-carb diet, calorie restricted, than it would be to be full-on in ketosis, because we don't really know how much of a difference that is and what that actually really means. We're not even sure if that means anything. So if you're having trouble and if you're plateauing, just stick to a low-carb diet. Don't kill yourself. These things happen, and we plateau, and we figure things out. The thing that you don't want to do is panic and cheat. So don't just panic and just turn it into a giant reason to cheat or an excuse to cheat. Get your ass back out on the field, rub some dirt on it, and get back in the game, because that's what you need to do.
Yeah, and I fast several times a week, and I have taken out like any sort of artificial sweeteners, because I think that's the reason that I'm bloating, and that is even erythritol or stevia or anything like that. I just prefer not to have those kinds of things in my diet, because I don't think I react well to them. And also, once you have a little bit of sweetness, you start craving more and more sweet things. So I'm keeping my diet really simple. I'm going back to basics and just, eating eggs and just eating, vegetables. And I'm not really doing bacon or anything like that, just because it's so salty. And right now I'm feeling so bloated that
and that's where everybody's different. Like for me, bacon, but I'm like, you're off the team. But you know what?
I add salt.
She doesn't have to eat bacon. Like that's the thing. She doesn't have to eat bacon.
And I add salt to everything that I cook and season. So having even more salt is just too much for me.
And to just show that people are different, I add Diet Coke to everything that I eat, and that's terrible for you. I know it is, but I'm still losing weight. Bottom line is like, I've gotten my weight down from 205 pounds down to 185 pounds. and I did the entire time by drinking like 6 or 7 Diet Cokes a day. Now, is that healthy? No, I don't think it's healthy at all. It's something that I'm really trying to cut out. So I switched over to Zevia. And now that I switched to Zevia, I actually feel a little bit better drinking Zevia. And now we're going to switch off of even Zevia just to water, hopefully. And just, it's all a progression, right? Yeah. So some people get all pissed that I said that I drink diet soda. I'm not really advocating it. I'm just saying that that's what I do. I'm just telling you the truth. Diet soda, usually for most people, no matter what kind of soda it is or what thing it is, the sweetener will make you crave more sugar and make you want to go back to eating carbohydrates. So as long as you know that and you're aware of it and you're like, okay, this is the only amount of sweetness I can have today, it's contained in this little can of Zevia or whatever it is, then that's all you can have. So you just need to know that.
If you can control that, but some people can't have any at all. And then speaking of water, this is something that I started doing, carrying around a gallon of water like a
bodybuilding jabroni.
But you know what? It really works because instead of eating, I think a lot of people confuse their thirst with hunger. And they're really just thirsty, they're dehydrated. So if you aim to drink this gallon a day.
The other thing is Bill Phillips, who's a genius when it came to, he was a creator of EAS, brought creatine to the market. And in Body for Life, his book that sold like 6 million copies, the thing that he says, the first thing you should do every morning when you wake up is drink 2 glasses of water. Like A, it hydrates you, and B, it fills up your stomach so that when you go to make breakfast, you're not nearly as hungry. If you are going to make breakfast. He also actually recommended doing fasted cardio, which a lot of scientists say makes no difference. However, we know that intermittent fasting does make a difference. So if your reason for fasted cardio is to just keep your fast going, I think it's probably a great idea to do cardio in the morning, especially if you're on a ketogenic diet because you're working in a different way. Your body's producing ketones. Every step you take when you do cardio, you're burning fat. So it would make more sense to do cardio in a fasted state on a ketogenic diet than it would on a normal diet where your first 20 minutes you would only be burning glucose. And then when you get to the 20-minute mark, then all of a sudden you may switch into fat burning if your heart rate's up high enough to be in a fat burning zone. The nice thing about keto is you don't need to get really into some crazy fat burning zone in order to burn some calories off and burn some fat.
Yeah, and that's something that I started implementing. I'm doing it a lot more fasted cardio as much as I can. On the days that I don't have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I will go to the gym and I'll do my fasted cardio and feel amazing. So. And
I've been doing about an hour of 45 minutes to an hour. I think 45 minutes is probably good, to an hour of cardio like 5 times a week in the past week. That was one of the changes I was going to make. In order to speed up my fat loss, I should say. I keep saying weight loss, but I actually mean fat loss. That's the only reason, the only thing I'm concerned with. I weigh 185 right now. I don't care if I'm 180 and I'm lean or if I'm 160 and I'm lean. It doesn't matter. We got to figure out how to get to that point. You wanted to show them your scale here, right? That's you weigh out your food or something.
Yeah, but something that I've noticed, because I've been working out since I was 15 years old, weight training consistently, and 125 10 years ago, I would have been, chunkier looking, and 125 now totally looks different. Like I can look pretty ripped at 125 or 120, and so your body changes, and the more muscle you have, just the better off you're gonna look and the better off you're gonna move and everything. So yeah, this is my food scale. So this is what I use for most meals. If I go out to dinner or go out to lunch or something, I don't bring this with me.
You got that at Target or Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yeah, I got it at Target. You can get it at Target or any of those kinds of stores. But it's a great tool to have. And like I said, when I go out to lunch or when I go out to dinner, I don't bring it with me. But for as many meals as I can, I'm going to measure.
You can use it for your weed if you want to.
And, no.
But no, seriously though, weighing out your food is a good thing because we can exercise a little bit of portion control.
Yes.
And by exercising portion control, we can exercise a little bit more of calorie restriction. And that's all that keto and fasting really boil down to, is it's a way to restrict calories and not be hungry
Yeah.
by eating some more fat.
And if you eat randomly, you're going to get random results. But if you eat strategically and you know exactly what you're eating and how much you're eating, I'm not measuring calories, I'm not counting calories or anything like that. I've never done that before, but I just know that when I eat 4 ounces of meat 3 times a day, 3 meals with lots of vegetables, I always look better.
And only incorporate this stuff if you get stuck. If you're still making progress, if you're still losing that weight, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop doing what you're doing until you hit a plateau. Don't ever stop if you're making progress, because that doesn't make any sense to stop. So if you're doing something right, then just keep doing it. And,
and don't get discouraged. It might be one little thing that's throwing you off, or one little thing that you need to add in or take out. But the simpler you keep your diet, the more you can like monitor it. And that's why I like to eat really plain and simple, and that's what works better. That's how my body responds better.
Yeah, so for all you guys that are out there and following us and what we're doing, that's what we've been up to. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be back more on the regular with these kind of videos, because these are the easiest to make and put out for you guys, and probably contain the most kind of information that you're looking for. So please leave comments below and ask questions and let us know if this is helpful or not, and we will keep bringing you the keto experience here on Keto Strong.
Thank you guys. We appreciate your support.